So I am making a hat to go with these mittens. I'm gonna show you guys. Hopefully it's kind of blown out, but there we go. So those are her mittens. And so I'm making her a matching hat, and I have this pom-pom to go on it. Where's her? So there's a little pom-pom to go with her hat. And I started with crochet, and what I'm going to do is I want this to kind of look like a, I don't know, like a flower. So I'm going to put some flower petals around these two rows, and then this is going to be in the center, and then I have the petals right here. And so right now I'm doing the brim. Good morning, Angie. How are you? So now I'm just doing the brim on the hat, and I ordered another regular webcam for like when I'm doing stuff like this, when I just want to chat and crochet and stuff. Because this one is so hard to get it set back up that I don't take it down, so I can flip it back around so you can see me not being upside down on it. I guess I could. I'll take a picture so you can see what my setup is like. So you can see what I'm talking about. All right. So this is how, I don't know if you guys can see that good, but if it'll focus, go away, Google. You can see my camera is pointing down that way at the desk. Let me turn it this way. It'll probably be better. So that's how it's set up. Those are my headphones over there when I'm gaming. But yeah, so it's a handheld camcorder. It's pointing down at the desk, and it's a pain to take off and turn back around. Hi, Vanessa. So it's a pain in the butt to the Centro. You have a Centro? So once the new like webcam comes, then I'll be able to just plug it in and use it when I want to do videos where I'm just knitting and chatting on. Well, I don't need it pointing down at the screen for when I'm drawing and trying to learn how to do mixed media stuff. And I'm sorry for the sound. Normally my needles are in the air because I'm, sitting up in my chair away from the desk. So I can find something I can put there. Maybe it'll muffle the sound some. Let's see. So how are you guys doing this morning? Oh, you talking about, okay, you talking about the knitting looms. Okay. I just could not get into those looms at all. So I gave some away in a giveaway, and then I gave some to an elderly man who would be at the 7-Eleven that I would stop at in the mornings when my husband and he would stop there, and he used knitting looms. And so I gave him like all my odds and end bits and pieces of yarn from projects, and I gave him because people are always buying stuff from me when they go to thrift store I work with. They're always buying yarn they find at thrift stores and knitting paraphernalia they find at thrift stores, and they're always giving it to me. And so I gave all that stuff to him, and he was very happy to get it. He was a retired veteran, and he picked it up to make hats for people that he saw around and stuff that didn't have hats for the winter and stuff like that. So I just gave all that stuff to him. And since COVID, he can't hang around in the store anymore. He used to sit there and just loom knit while he had his coffee, and he would watch stuff online while he was just sitting there. But he can't do that anymore because of COVID. So I haven't seen him since this COVID stuff started. And plus I've been working from home as well too, because of my diabetes and stuff. So I'm not out there. But before Christmas, I took and had several hats in the car with me to give away to people I saw that it was, didn't have hats. So walking around, I do that every year. That's my way of giving back. That's tithing, so to speak, to the universe. And because at least then I know for sure where my money is going and who my money is helping and who my money is benefiting. I don't need other people to tell me how to be generous and giving. Especially when I see what other people do with the money, I'd rather to know myself firsthand where my money is going and who is helping and how it's helping people, rather than take somebody's word for it. But the color's kind of blown out because I turn on the overhead lights, and they got kind of a yellowish tint to them when they go through the glass dome that they're sitting in. But this is like, pretty baby pastels. They're brighter excuse me, they're brighter than what's showing up right now on camera. So what projects are you guys working on right now? Yeah. I'm gonna have to go and get a banana to eat soon. And brown tags, Janet. Oh, you're working on the scavenger hunt? How many things have you collected so far? This is some lavender hand lotion that my friend Simona made me. I've been babying this stuff for a couple years, but I love the way it makes my hands feel. And I'm a little stiff this morning when I woke up. So that's what aging does to you, huh? $25. What's like? I didn't get the list or anything because I'm not really into stuff like scavenger hunts and stuff like that. But she said that you could, if you don't have it in your house, that you could also draw it, right? That you could draw a picture of the item, and that would count. You did? Did you do a video of it or post it somewhere? Did you put a picture of it on Instagram or anything? I lurk on a lot of the channels and the Facebooks and stuff. I don't post a lot, um, but I like to read and see what other people are doing. And I probably should post more, but it's like if I spent all my time posting, I wouldn't have time to do my craft, so to speak, my crafting. So, and I like to read too. So a lot of times I'm doing this and I'm reading. Um, so what I'm doing now is I'm doing a 1x1 rib, which is a knit pearl for the brim of the hat. And it's going to be I'm making this a little big for her because I want to be able to use it for more than 1 year. She's growing so freaking fast. So I want her to be able to use it again next winter. And but I really like the way this yarn knits up. It's not splitting, it's not snagging, it's not catching on anything. And it's called Ice Cream. And Lion Brand made this yarn. It's got some good yardage. It's 394 yards on it. And this colorway is called Tutti Frutti. And it makes me think of those rainbow sherbets. I haven't had a sherbet in a long time. We should probably get some. Okay. Well, you should share what you make on Instagram or somewhere so that people can, you might inspire somebody to make a lavender journal and stuff like that. I think I bought some lavender seeds this year to plant out in my garden to help bring bees in. The seeds are so freaking tiny. Oh my god. I thought the seeds for the collards and stuff were tiny, but lavender seeds are really tiny. I gotta find a fingernail file. I need to file this fingernail now. This was catching stuff. It's one of my favorite garden memories from the last garden that I had before my dog died was well, he didn't die. We had to have him put to sleep because he had cancer. He had a huge tumor growing on his back. His back leg had basically become a big tumor. And so he had to be put down. But he was my garden buddy. And the last garden I had before he was put down, we had these wildflowers and like these cone flowers and stuff in there. It was like a mix that I had gotten from like Home Depot or somewhere. And but these little pretty finches loved them. And I also have these huge the Russian mammoth sunflowers. And so we had some seeds that I had planted and some had volunteered that had cross pollinated with a decorative sunflower. So they were giant. So they were giant Russians, but they had multiple heads on them, like like the decorative sunflowers that people use in flower cuttings and stuff. And so the female finches, which are a dull color, they were up there just picking away at the sunflower seeds, gorging themselves on the sunflower seeds, while these two male finches, which I guess were their mates, were fighting over the same little cone flowers to get the seeds off those cone flowers. So we stood there in the kitchen watching them for probably an hour and a half or so, watching these two males fight and posture over one cone flower while they were all these sunflowers with plenty of seeds on them in my garden, these giant sunflowers that they could have been eating, gorging themselves off of. I thought it was the funniest thing ever in my life. So I can't wait for this year. I'm going to get back into again and have my sunflowers up and watch the wildlife come in and enjoy the sunflowers. I don't eat I like sunflower seeds, but I don't eat them. The ones I grow, I don't prepare them and eat them. And it's like I love the plant more so than the fruit they bear. I'd rather watch the birds get them, but I'll save some of the seeds for next year to plant beside the fence and watch the birds, enjoy them again. So you just cast them out like I do the greens. I don't cast mine. I just I do a little trench and I drop them in a little trench in a line. We don't broadcast our green seeds, especially this year. I have greens that I need to get seeds off of this year, so they'll be being planted in grow bags so that I know exactly where they are and which ones they are, so that I can let them go to seed and get the seeds off of those. There's some that my dad had been growing for years, and I'm hoping that the seeds are still viable. If they don't come up, it's going to be sad to lose those varieties. He's been growing them forever, and his mama grew them before he grew them. He got the seeds from her, and she got the seeds from her mama. So they've been passed down for many generations, those collard seeds. No, you're not supposed to freeze the seeds. You're supposed to keep them in a cool, dry environment. In the like I got them in the refrigerator in a mason jar. So it keeps the moisture out and they stay cool. If you freeze them, sometimes they won't. Some of them, a lot of them might rot once it gets wet, or they might get mold on them. Because think about it, if you freeze human cells, some of them burst. I think what they call it, lysis or something like that, when it bursts because of the ice crystals that form. But there are some seeds that require going below freezing temperatures in order to germinate. Some of the tree seeds need that really cold temperature, so they tell you to put them in the freezer because their hull protects them from damage from freezing. But they need that cold temperature in order for when it starts to get warm, like spring temperature changing, and that signals to the plant it's time to wake up. And they do that with some bulbs to cause them for the flower shops, to force them to bloom early or to open early. I wish I could knit as fast as I crochet. That would be awesome. Lavender tea. Yes. Somebody had sent me, when I had ordered some fiber, they sent me a packet of tea, and it was blueberry lavender, and it was so freaking good. Oh my God. I don't know if she made the tea herself or what, but I haven't been able to find it anywhere. So I'm guessing a blend that she made herself. But it was very, very good. But I'm a coffee person myself. I love coffee. Even though I don't drink it like I used to, I cut down on it a lot. She sent you some of the lavender tea for your birthday? Are you able to get more than one cup from a packet? Or is it loose, or is it like a loose leaf tea? Yeah. Hmm. I'm trying to get as much done on this hat as I can, because as soon as my daughter gets up and heads down to her art studio, with her computer room, I'll have the grandchild. And so then there's be no more knitting because she wants all your attention. No, actually, I am a Pisces. That is why I am so talented and knowledgeable. Uh, my friend Chiquita, she calls me the woman in Proverbs. What does she call it? It's a proverb about, if you had to say anything that could come to my well, one virtuous. There's actually a lady on YouTube called One Virtuous Woman, but there's a proverb about the one virtuous woman, and that's what my friend Chiquita calls me, and she didn't even know about the lady on YouTube. So I thought it was funny because it mentions spinning, knitting, sewing, all that stuff. Now I don't like sewing, but if I have to sew a button on or sew a outfit together that I'm making for one of the grandkids or something, then I will sew, but I don't like sewing. I don't like weaving either. I found that out. I like crocheting, knitting, spinning, dyeing, writing, gardening, and I fix stuff from time to time if something needs to be fixed. I was an electronic technician when I was in the Navy, so I still dabble. If I can fix it, I will. If not, throw it out, go buy another one. So yeah. Yeah. And B has so much hair on. Her hair is getting so long and stuff. So like I said, I'm making this a little big for her so that it'll she'll have it for next year too. I gotta do a cord for her mittens though. I forgot to do that, so I gotta do an cord for her mittens so that she doesn't lose them, so that her mama can thread them through her clothes when she wears them. I gotta check and see what the hop is gonna be. I think the hop is tonight. Is the hop tonight for the fourth Sunday? This month went by so freaking fast. So I gotta see what the topic is. If there's a topic. And I can hear people moving around upstairs. So that means the monster be down here soon. She went to visit with her other grandparents last night. Yeah, I'm usually on. I think I'm usually on 7:30, which is 8:30. I think my time. If I'm on, I didn't check because I didn't really say anything, so I might not even be on this one. I should probably go and check, huh? Let's see. Let me see. All right, Facebook. There we go. Okay. Let me see if I got an email. Okay. All right, Suze, take care. Have a safe day. So what are you working on today? W. Toles. How do you say your last name? Can you like spell it out? Like type it out phonetically? Tolferson? Is it Tol? Is that how you say it? Tolferson? So I have to do doodles/mark making. Okay, so I guess that's what I'll be doing, doodling. All right. And yeah, mine starts at 7:10 to 7:40, which would be 8:10 to 8:40 Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So my two people watching, you got any questions for me? And feel free to chat with each other. It's the only thing that sucks about sometimes these metal needles. If they're slippery enough, sometimes they'll slide out with the last stitch. So it's getting there. Probably got about 3 inches of ribbon to go, and that should be long enough for her. I grew up crocheting. I took classes at it was called the Knitting Corner, which was a local yarn shop here in Virginia. And so I took knitting classes there. I had taught myself when I was in the Navy. And then I never did it again, so I had taught myself. I still have the book that I taught myself from, which is funny to me anyway. But it's somewhere in this house. See if I can find it real quick. These. I gave a lot of my little pamphlets away. Hopefully it wasn't in here. But I don't know where I put it at. It's somewhere around here. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have given that one away. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's somewhere. I doubt I would have gave that one away, since it was like the first book that I had for crafting. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in this one of my bookcases. And there are tons of them, let me tell you. Yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably got like 7 or 8 bookcases just dedicated to all my crafting and school books. But it was one of those. I think Coates and Clark put that book out. I'm not 100% sure. It could have been Annie's that put it out, but it's the one that has all like tatting, knitting, crochet, how to. It's like one of those little books. It was like a, the soft covered little books like this, like one of these little books like this. Probably might have been Leisure Arts, but it's the one that has like all the different hobbies in it, like little crafting things. I don't remember if it had cross stitching in it or not, but that's how I taught myself to knit. But then I never did it again, and I forgot. So Sue, she was the owner of the Knitting Corner. Good morning. And I took classes at her yarn store to learn how to knit. And we made this cute little dishcloth that looked like the front of a sweater. So we learned how to cable, how to decrease, increase, split the yarn for making like shoulders and stuff. So you could actually, from that class that I took with her, through that little dishcloth, you learn so many techniques that you could actually use those techniques to make a sweater if you wanted to try and make a sweater. And I have a dishcloth like that around here somewhere, but it might be, I'm not sure where I put it. Or I might already have given it to someone, or it might be downstairs in the kitchen being used. Who knows? But I still have that pattern that she gave us to use for that. So if I can't find it, I'll probably make another one. It's just sewing scraps together, quilting. They get technical when they start adding all these weird knit sewing terms to it. My cousin's grandmother, she used to take all the old clothes and cut them up, and she would sit there in her chair watching Price is Right, and she would sit there and she would just sew those little scraps together and get her some wool batting and some interfacing and sew her own quilts together by hand. She did everything by hand. She didn't use a sewing machine. And she would make quilts. And her house caught fire. think when I was in high school, or had already left to go in the military. I can't remember. But all those quilts that woman had made over the years, all of them got burnt up in that fire. And she didn't live too much longer after that, I don't think, Miss Sadie. That's like your last work, watching your last work, go up in flames. All her plants, because she had all these different cactuses and succulents and stuff that she grew. All those. There was an old English walnut tree that had been there for God knows how long. It burned up. The house was, because the house was close to the walnut tree, so the fire killed the walnut tree, I believe. I don't remember the tree being there after the house was torn down completely. So yeah. Yeah, all those memories of those clothes, which kids, which grandkids, it was, that was part of it, I think, was the fact that she could point to a piece and tell you where it came from and who wore it. There was quilts in there that had parts of clothing there, probably from her parents and her siblings, and her nieces and nephews and stuff, and not just her children and their children. So it's a memory. And it's good for elderly to have stuff like that, because it helps them stave off Alzheimer's and dementia and stuff like that. Crafting has been proven to help with that. Well, if B gets, like, I made blankets for B. She has, like, I think she has like 2 or 3 upstairs. I have 2 down here that I keep down here for her to play with. Like, this is one of hers, this purple one, which was wool. We call it a wool eater pattern. It's called a Bavarian crochet pattern if you want to get technical. But either side, I like this side the most, but this is the flat side. But I keep this down here for her to play with. There's another one that I'm knitting, which is just a basket weave pattern, but I didn't never finish knitting it. So, but this is the big one that I keep down here. It has the characters on it, and this is the one I put on the floor for her when she's playing with her doll babies that she just kills. I say kills because she'll just toss them aside. I say, no, you can't do that to the baby. You got to be gentle. And she'll look at you and she'll fling that thing on the floor so fast. I'll be like, okay, so you don't need a sibling right now. Oh my God. I said, your daughter does not need a sibling. She'd probably kill it. If she try to get hold of her brother or sister like that, oh, baby. Oh my God. So if any of you guys watch Tiny Toons, when it was on TV, and they had that girl Elmira that was animal crazy, and all the animals scared to death of her because she would love them and hug them and squeeze them, and she would love them and hug them and squeeze them so much she would squeeze the life out of them. Well, that's B. I like 1x1 rib. I don't know why, but I do. She'll be 2 May the 2nd. It's hard to believe. She's already gonna be 2 years old. She stole her grandpa's shoes from him yesterday, and she was wearing them. She walked into the room with them. I got a video of her trying to put them back on, and I posted that to Instagram. So it was so cute watching her walking around in his shoes. Yep, Elmira, that was her name, that girl. I'll love them and squeeze them and go. I was gonna spin, but I want to get this hat done. She's getting better about my spinning, being not trying to touch my spinning wheel when I'm spinning. So I'm hoping to get her to the point in a few more weeks where she knows absolutely do not touch when grandma's working on it. Because it's a lot of time I could be used for spinning up some of this wool in here. I only spun 14 pounds last year. My goal was 20 pounds, but you can't spin if you're holding a grandbaby, can you? Or entertaining a grandbaby. It's too dangerous with the spinning wheel. That thing goes so fast it'll break an adult's finger. God knows what it would do to a child's hand if she tried to stick her hand in there. Now I brought from them, I think it was back in September. Let me check. Yeah, I bought from them in September. So it'll probably be when they do the shearing and stuff for this year, which is some people shear in January, some people shear, depending on where they're at. They shear in May or April. And then after they send it to the mill and stuff, and then she gets it back and she puts up the new product. So it'll probably be late when I order from her again, probably be September again, August or September when she gets the new product in. And then my friend, girl who walks with goats, she she says she's gonna be doing her shearing in January, and then they're supposed to be lambing in February. So I usually the last 2 years I've gotten a fleece or two from her, the ones that's more of a morit, brownish, light brownish color. So more than likely I'll be getting a fleece from her because she skirts hers really, really well. So I only end up with maybe a pound and a half to wash, and so that's not a lot. And then I need to card the ones I washed last year. I need to get the drum carder down, but I can't use it with the baby around either because if she grab hold of that sucker, it'll shred the skin off her fingers. It shreds the skin off an adult's finger. So there's a lot of stuff I can't do with little Miss G Monster around. I might have to set up a table in the garage and go out to the garage and do stuff like that. This let me see. These are two of the ones that I've spun so far from Sanctuary Wool, Homestead Wool and Gift Farm. This is you see the green in there. It's not focusing today real good. But there's some green bamboo in there. There was a green bamboo sliver in there. And it was 4 ounces, and it spun pretty fine, really nice. It has a little bit of veg matter in there, but not a lot. And most of their veg matter is like straw and it's dry. So it breaks apart easy. And then this one was the last one that I spun, the latest one anyway. It's a black Shetland Roving from them. And it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. You can see a little bit of the veg matter in there, but it doesn't matter. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So what I'm spinning right now though is BFL number 3 that I got from my friend Jana before they moved to Tennessee, and she shut down. She closed down. She sold her fiber mill and her animals, and then moved to Tennessee. And this is some BFL number 3. I wish you could feel this. It is so freaking soft. It almost feels like a merino. It's so soft, but it's not super washed because well felt, which is good. And so I drafted it out, pre-drafted it so that when I spin it, I don't have to worry about trying to, draft it and stuff. And you get this fluffy, squishy ball. But I dyed this in November, I think. And it's funny because the colors is similar to the colors in her hat. It's almost makes me want to go back and dye and add some yellow to the lighter areas to try and get some of this yellow in this. But it is what it is. The next, I still got fiber I need to dye up. So next one I do, I want to try. I'll probably try and see if I can get these colors. You're from Tennessee? I got, because their shipping is cheaper now, so I was able to get a lot more fiber than I used to. So this is the blend from all their sheep, the whites right here. And it's this will make some good sock yarn because it has a very bouncy, not like the BFL has a slicker feel to it, but this has like a bouncy texture to it. So this will make some really nice squishy sock yarn. So I got one, and then I got 8 ounces. Well, I got what was left of the Rambouillet from Apple. Her sheep. That's the other thing I like. You know the name of the sheep. This is Apple's fiber, and it's Rambouillet. And Rambouillet is my absolute favorite fiber ever to spin with. And this is just gorgeous fiber. Gorgeous fiber. It's gonna be nice. And this fiber, since there's 9 ounces of it, I'll probably make something for me with it once I dye it. I'm gonna spin it first and then I'm gonna dye it. But and then I have some of their other animals. This is Penny. She's a Jacob, and they blended it with one of the alpacas. So yeah, so I love the stuff I get from their farm. Absolutely love it. And here comes the G Monster. Hey, good morning. You can't got the top to your cup. Good morning. Hello. Letting out my heat. Where y'all finna go? You know you had on the backpack, so what? You have on her basket, her back, because it has my stuff. Oh. Stop swapping the cat. Be gentle. Yeah, gentle. She be grabbing Camden's tail, pulling Camden. Camden don't even scratch her. She grabbed Camden's tail. I was so afraid because it had been Mushy. Mushy would have slapped her to pieces. Over here, I need his Pop-Tarts. Oh, he don't want to share his Pop-Tarts. Self, because he said it's a milk to Pop-Tart ratio. So if he shares part of his Pop-Tart with you, he'll have too much milk left. That's the way he explained it to me, and he don't want to share it with me neither. Stingy man. Cray. Yeah. Are you leaving her up here? Or you taking her with you?
I'm leaving with you. Get scratched by Demo.
All right.
Run down to get her some breakfast.
Okay.
It's cold down there.
Hey, baby. Hello. Hi. Your nose running. Say hello. Wave like this. Wave. Say hi. Say hi. Here, you want to play with your hat? Yes. Hat. Mm-hmm. Yes, Grandma making you a hat. Oh, you want to throw that down? Okay. Water. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, and see you at the hop. And for some reason, Grandma's water tastes better than her water in her cup. See your hand? Look. See your hand? Look. Uh-huh. Take this. You gotta put it over here. Now. See? So bossy. All right, guys. I'm gonna go. I will see you at the hop. My stream is Eastern time, 8:10 to 8:40. Central time is 7:10 to 7:40. So y'all take care. Wave bye-bye. Wave bye-bye. Wave. There you go. So y'all take care, and I'll see y'all later. Yes, bye-bye. Okay, Grandma, gonna turn on your program. Let me end this. Give me a sec. No, don't steal my phone. Yeah.